Beneath the sprawling roots of an ancient oak tree, where sunlight barely kissed the soil and time moved to the rhythm of the earth, the Red Empire stood at the height of its power. For 5 summers, their queen had ruled. She was vast, ancient, and relentless, the heart of a civilization that pulsed with life. Thousands of workers moved in perfect harmony through a labyrinth of tunnels, each one carved with purpose. Lines of ants marched endlessly, carrying fragments of leaves, seeds, and prey back to the colony. Deep within, their fungal farms flourished, pale, delicate gardens that fed the empire and sustained its future. Everything worked. Everything thrived. The Red Empire was unstoppable. But empires do not fall in a day. They begin with a shadow. At the outer edges of the colony, where the tunnels narrowed and the soil grew cold, the first signs appeared. A tremor. Subtle at first, barely enough to disturb the marching lines. A few workers paused, antennae twitching. The air felt different, heavy, wrong. Then came the silence. A patrol of soldier ants sent to investigate the far tunnels did not return. In their place, darkness crept forward. It did not rush, it did not roar, it spread. Like ink through water, the shadow seeped into the colony walls, swallowing the familiar scent trails that guided the ants. Workers lost their way. Lines broke. Order, once perfect, began to fracture. When the first survivors returned, they carried more than wounds. They carried fear. The enemy was unseen, but not unfelt. Something moved in the dark. Deep within the heart of the empire, the queen stirred. For days, she had remained still, her massive body sustained by the constant devotion of her workers. But now, vibrations rippled through the soil, echoes of conflict, of collapse. Her attendants froze as she shifted. The message spread instantly through the colony. War had come. Soldiers gathered in the tunnels, forming living walls of crimson armor. Their mandibles glistened, ready to defend what they had built over generations. Behind them, workers scrambled, moving larvae, reinforcing walls, protecting the fragile fungal gardens that meant survival. Then, the shadow arrived, emerged without warning. From the blackened tunnels came a surge of movement, dark forms, swift and merciless. Invaders. Their bodies were slick and alien, their presence overwhelming. They did not hesitate. They did not slow. They attacked. The first clash shook the earth. Mandibles collided, bodies slammed against each other in tight, suffocating tunnels. The air filled with chemical signals. Fear, rage, command. Red soldiers fought with everything they had, holding the line against a force that seemed endless. But the darkness did not retreat. It consumed. Chambers fell. A nursery, once filled with the Empire's future, was overrun. Workers fought desperately to carry larvae to safety, but many were lost as the shadow swallowed entire passages. Sections of the colony collapsed, sealing off thousands beneath tons of soil. Still, the Red Empire resisted. Still, they fought. At the center of it all, the queen rose higher. For 5 summers, she had given life. Now, she would demand sacrifice. Her presence ignited something ancient within her colony, a final, unbreakable will. Soldiers surged forward with renewed fury, pushing back against the darkness inch by inch. For a moment, the tide slowed, but shadows are patient, and the enemy had only begun. Above, the ancient oak tree stood silent, its roots stretching deep into the battlefield below. The wind whispered through its leaves, unaware of the war raging beneath. Below, the Red Empire burned in a struggle for survival. Half of its vast kingdom still glowed with life, order, purpose, unity. The other half was gone, consumed by shadow. And in the darkness, something waited, watching, spreading, hungry.